Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas from Exolvate Games team and welcome to this Unreal Engine C++ tutorial. Today we are going to build fully modular stamina component that you can easily attach to any character in your game. The idea for this tutorial actually came from Stefan Anemat, so all credits go to him. This stamina system will have all the features from Stefan's system, which includes stamina not depleting while standing still and holding shift, no stamina loss when we are running into a wall, and requiring stamina to fully recharge before sprinting again after exhaustion. This tutorial will be divided into two parts. In the first part we will create an input action, set up a blueprint widget for our stamina bar and display it on the screen. Implement the stamina component and attach it to our character. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into Unreal Engine and start coding. The first thing that we need to do is to create a new project, so open your Unreal Engine, then click on the games and select third person. Basically we need a third person character project. Select C++ instead of a blueprint and make sure that your starter content is not checked. Now we need to give a name to our project, so I will name it Stamina System and then just click on create. After a little bit of waiting, our code editor instance is launched along with our Unreal Engine. So go to Unreal Engine and the first step that we need to do is to create new input action for our running. So open your content drawer by clicking Ctrl space on your keyboard, then go to third person folder and go to input folder, then actions folder, and we need to duplicate one of these. I will duplicate this IA_move. So you can do that by clicking Ctrl+D and I will name it IA_sprint. Click on it and then here in the value type switch from Access2D to Digital Bool. You need to save it and you can do that by clicking this icon right here or just clicking Ctrl+S on your keyboard. We can now close it and now we need to add that input action in our input mapping context. So open your content drawer, then go to parent folder or basically just input folder, open your input mapping context and here next to mappings you will see this small arrow right here. Click on it and then click on this plus icon and here in the drop down menu we need to select our input that we created previously and then save it. So now we need to bind it in our C++ class. So let's go to our content drawer, then click on C++ classes folder, then Stamina System folder, and that's basically this class right here. So because of the name of my project, it's named Stamina System character, but in your situation it can be different. So double click on it and go to your code editor. So this is a place where all the magic is going to happen. We have two files. We have .header file and .cpp. So .header file is a place where we are going to declare some of the properties and functions also, and .cpp file is a place where we are going to implement some of the logic and also give those properties a value. So now the first step that we need to do is to create a new property for our sprint action. So just right here below this declaration we can copy this and paste it. So instead of a look action we want a property for our sprint action, and we need to declare two new functions. So one will be sprint and the other one will be stop sprint. Don't forget semicolons on the end, or otherwise your code won't work. So don't forget to save it by clicking Ctrl+S and then go to .cpp file. Here in the setup player input component we need to bind our action. So basically we can just copy this line of code right here and we need to paste it 2 times. So one will be when we are clicking our button, and one will be when we are releasing it. Basically, when we click it, we want to run, and when we release it, we want to walk. So let's do it. Here we need to type sprint action, and we need to do that right here too. The trigger events that we need are started and completed. And the functions that we want to call when we are clicking the buttons are sprint and stop sprint. And I think that's it, but we need actually to create a definition for these two functions. And basically that's a code block where you can put an implementation for these two functions. So right click on it, then quick actions and refactorings, and then create definition of sprint in stamina system character.cpp. And we are going to do that with our second function, stop sprint. So right click, quick actions and refactorings, create the definition, and yeah. The next thing that we need to do is actually check if our input is working. So we are going to do that by printing string, and basically we are going to do that by typing gengine, then this minus greater sign, because this pointer. You need to type add on screen debug message, and don't forget semicolons on the end. So the first one is key. The second one is a value. The second one is basically a time that we want to be shown our print string. And next one is a color. So let's say red. And the next one is a text. So let's say clicked. Basically, here in text you don't need anything special. We just want to test if it works. So let's do that in sprint action 2. Basically, actually stop sprint function 2. And we will just type here released. So now that's it. We need to go to our Unreal Engine, and then we need to actually build our code, because we have made some changes in our code editor. So click on this icon right here, and we need to wait a little bit, and let's see if there's any error. And cool, there isn't. So now we need to open our content drawer, then go to our third person folder, then go to blueprints folder, and then open our bp underscore third person character. So now click open full blueprint editor, and here on the right side we need to type input, basically on the details panel, and you will see this sprint action. In the drop down menu we need to select our input action that we made previously. So just select it, compile it, and let's save it. Let's test it out, and it's actually not working, and I think I know why. So go to your content drawer, then go to your input folder and open your input mapping context. So here in the IS print we need to click this small arrow here, and we need to specify a button that will trigger our input action. So I will set it to left shift. You can set it to something else. Now save it, and we can close this tab, and let's test it out. So let's see. If I click it, it will show clicked in the top left corner, and if I release it, it will be released. So yeah, cool. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is to basically implement the stamina widget, or actually the blueprint widget that will represent our stamina and how much stamina do we have left. So yeah, let's do that now. Open your content drawer, then go to content folder, and here in the content folder we need to make another folder. So I will name it blueprints, right click on it, then user interface, and then select widget blueprint. Click on user widget, and now you can name your widget how you want. I will name it bpw underscore stamina, and click on it. The first that we need to do is to drag our canvas panel, and I'm not going to do anything special with our widget. That will be your job. I'm just going to drag a progress bar and a text, because I want to show you how to basically make an implementation for our stamina system, and I'm not going to waste time on our widget. So we just need something like this: one progress bar and one text. So in the text we need to type 100 and click size to content, and maybe we can set a font to, let's say, 16, and yeah, that's great. So let's move it right next to our stamina progress bar, and click on our progress bar. Then here in the percent we need to set it to 1, and you can just change color. I will set this greenish color, and you can play with these settings too. And I'm just going to move a little bit to the left. So yeah, this is pretty nice. So let's compile it and save it. Now we can close this, and if I start my simulation, you will see that I actually didn't attach to my blueprint widget to screen. So yeah, let's do that right now. Go to your code editor, and then in stamina system character.age we need to declare a new property. So type u property, then we need a specifier that will be edit anywhere, and pay attention, because I'm going later to explain you why we are using this edit anywhere specifier. So yeah, type t subclass of, then less greater, and between these two signs we need to type u user widget, and we need to give a name to our stamina widget class. So I will type player stamina widget class, and the next one is a reference of our blueprint widget. So type u user widget and this small asterisk, and I will name it player stamina widget. Don't forget semicolons, and here above dot generated we need to include a library for our blueprint widget. So type blueprint, and we need to type user widget dot age, and that's fine. Don't forget to save it. Now go to your .cpp file, and here in the begin play we need first to check if our player stamina widget is not equal to a null pointer, and that class right here is basically this declaration right here. So go back to your .cpp file, and the first thing that we need to do is to get our reference, so player stamina widget. We need to create a widget, so create a widget, and we need first a world context, and basically that is a world where our character is. So you can do that by typing get world, and the second one is our widget class. Then after that we need this stamina widget, or basically a reference of our widget. We need to add that to our viewport, so we are going to do that by typing this minus sign and then greater sign, add to viewport, and semicolons on the end. And the very last step is to on the left side. So let me just close this, and here in the games folder we need to click this arrow right next to a name of our class, of our project actually. So click to that arrow, then go to this source folder, and then go to Stamina System folder. So basically we need to find a file that is ending on .build.cs, and for me this is the one. So here we just need to add a string, so that will be umg, and don't forget to save it, and now we can close it, and that's it. So now we can go to our Unreal Engine, and we need to build, because we have made some changes in our Visual Studio. So just click build, and let's wait a little bit. So there's not any error. Let's close this, and now open your content drawer, then go to third person folder, and then go to blueprints folder, and just open your BP underscore third person character, and here on the right we need to type UI, and basically there's not what we want to find. So yeah, go to your code editor, and then here in the .header file we need to specify a category. So right next to edit anywhere specifier we need to type category equals UI, and then save it. Now we can go to our project. We can actually close this, and we need to build our code again. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, so go to your BP underscore third person character, then here on the right side in the details panel we need to type UI, and you will see this player stamina widget class. So that's the thing that I said previously about edit anywhere specifier. So if we didn't type edit anywhere specifier, it wouldn't be shown for us something like this, this drop down menu where we can specify our widget. So just click on this drop down and select your widget. Don't forget to compile it and save it, and now we can test it out. So let's see, and yeah, as you see, our blueprint widget is there. So we did it. The next thing that we need to do is to create a stamina component for our character, and that stamina component will be attached to our BP underscore third person character. So the first step that we need to do is to go to CPP C++ classes folder, and then click on Stamina System folder. Right click, then select new C++ class, and then you need to find the actor component, select it, and then click next, and then name your stamina component how you want. I will name it Modular Stamina Component, and then click on create class. So let's wait a little bit, and now we can close this. Go to your code editor, and this message right here will appear. It's basically saying that we have made some changes in our Unreal Engine, and we need to reload all the classes. So just click on reload all, and you will see these two new files. So we have modular stamina component .header and .cpp file. .header file is a place where we are going to declare properties, and where we are going to declare some of the functions, and the .cpp is a place where we are going to implement logic and give those properties a value. And the first thing that I want to do is to attach our modular stamina component to our stamina system character, basically our blueprint third-person character. So we need to go to stamina system character.age, and then we need to declare a new property. So type u property. Then we need a specifier that will be blueprint read only, and we need actually a class from that modular stamina component. So in my situation it will be u modular stamina component, and then this asterisk, so I will name it stamina component, and then semicolon on the end, and this red line will appear. So we need to actually import that class, and you can do that here above u class by typing class and then our modular stamina component class, so semicolons on the end, and this purple line will also appear below our declaration. So basically we need to declare this in the public, so let's declare that in the public, and that purple line will disappear. Now we need to go to .cpp file, and okay, the first thing that we are going to do is to create our modular stamina component, and now we are going to attach it to our BP third-person character, and we are going to do that here in the constructor. So the main difference between the constructor and the beginning play is that constructor is being initialized when we compile our engine. So let's delete these two comments, and let's say stamina component equals, and basically the stamina component is declared right here, so don't forget it. Stamina component equals create default subobject. So now we need the less greater, and then we need a name of our class, u modular stamina component, and then we need a name for that component. So we will type text, and we will name it modular stamina component. So okay, that's all right. Now we need to include our modular stamina component.age, and we are going to do that basically here in the .cpp. So actually type hashtag include, then type modular stamina component, and yeah, so we included that class right here, and I think that's it. So now let's test it out. Go to your engine, and we need to build it because we have made some changes. So let's see if there's any error, and actually there isn't, so cool. Now let's see if our modular stamina component is attached to our third-person character. So go to third-person folder, then blueprints folder, and then third-person character, and yeah, on the left side right here you will see that our stamina component is actually attached, and we can test it out. So go to your code editor, and go to your modular stamina component.cpp. Here in the begin play we are going to write a string. We are going to print a string, so you can do that by typing g-engine. There's then these two symbols, minus and greater signs actually, and you need to type add on screen debug message. So semicolons on the end, and type -1, then we will print it for, let's say, 5 seconds. Color will be maybe yellow, and the text will be, let's say, success. Don't forget to save it, go to your editor, and then we need to build it. And then if it works, print string is going to be printed in the top left corner, saying success in the yellow color. So yeah, we succeeded. The next thing that I'm going to do, and the last thing that I'm going to do for this part, is to declare some properties and functions that we are going to use in the next part when we are going to implement logic for our stamina system. So open your code editor, or just go back to your code editor, and here in the .header file, like I said, this is the place where we are going to declare some of the properties and functions. So the first property that we are going to declare is actually our stamina. And it will have a default value of 100. And don't forget that you need this .0f, because this is a float, and we need specifiers, so one will be visible anywhere, and the other one will be blueprint, read only. So this property we are going to use to actually store how much stamina do we have left, and yeah, so you get the point. The next property that we are going to declare will be with the same specifiers, so we can just copy and paste it, and it will be our character speed, and it will be 0.0f, and basically the default value is 0.0f, because when we begin our simulation, our character is standing still, and we are basically not moving, so our character speed will be 0. The next property that we need to specify is a boolean with the same specifiers, so it will be bool, and we will name it is sprinting, and it will have default value false, because when we begin our simulation, we are not going to move and we are not going to run, so we are just going to stand still, and you get the point, we are not running. The next property that we need to declare the same properties, and it will be another boolean. We will type can sprint, and it will have a default value of a true. So basically this can sprint boolean will show us if we can sprint or not, and later when we are exhausted, then we want this can sprint to be false, because we want to first wait from our stamina to get regenerated to a full, and then to be able to just run again. So the next property that we need to declare is basically another boolean, so it will be called is exhausted, and the default value will be false. So when we begin our simulation, we don't want from our character to be exhausted, and when we get exhausted, this can sprint will be false, and basically we need to wait from our stamina to get to a full. The next property that we are going to specify or declare is a float, and it will be actually walk speed, and it will have a default value of 300. And this walk speed is a variable or property, and that is a maximum speed that our character is reaching when he is walking, so you get the point. And the last one property will be similar, so it will be max speed, and it will be the maximum speed that our character is reaching when he's running. And don't forget that you need to save it, or basically your build won't recognize that you have made some changes. I will set it this to 500, but you can set it to something different if you have some other and better values. Now we need to specify or declare our handles for our timers, and in the moment I will explain what handle we are going to use for. So the only specifier that we need for handles are visible anywhere, and the first handle will be type of ftimer handle, and we will call it stamina handle, so semicolon. We can just copy and paste it 2 times. So the second one will be regen handle, and the third one will be trace handle. So basically stamina handle will be a starter timer, and it will actually check if we are sprinting or not, and basically when we click our button, this sprinting boolean will be true, and when we are not clicking it, it will be false. So basically if we are clicking it or not, we are going to drain or regen our stamina, and yeah, so you get the point. The regen handle will be when we get to the point that our character is at 0 stamina, so he gets exhausted. We want to regen our stamina to 100 or to a full, and then we are going to run. We are going to be basically able to run again. And when we are calling this regen handle, we are going to clear this handle, and basically when we get to the point that our stamina is full, we are going to clear this handle, and we are going to set this handle and call the timer again. And the very last one handle is a trace handle that will activate our timer, and that timer will be about our line trace. And basically in the every 0.01 seconds we want to check if something is in front of us, so we are going to use that to check if we are colliding with the wall, and if we are colliding, we don't want from our stamina to get decreased, and I'm doing this differently from Stefan's approach, and I will explain you in part 2 why I'm using a line trace, but you get the point. So the next thing that we need to do is to declare some functions, and the first one will be sprint and semicolons. The second one will be stop sprint. And you may be asking why I'm declaring these 2 functions again. I already declared them here in the .header file, and basically that's because I'm going to bind that action, that function actually, that we declared right here in the stamina system character.cpp. So basically when we call sprint function that we declared right here, we are going to call a function that is right here. So you will see in a moment what I mean. Just type stamina component, and this is a pointer, don't forget this minus greater sign, and type sprint. So when we trigger our button, the implementation behind this function that we declared here in .header file will be triggered, and we are going to do that with stop sprint 2. So we can delete this, and we need to type stamina component minus greater and stop sprint. And we are going actually to test it out. So let's go to Modular Stamina component.cpp, and we need to create a definition for actually to .header file, and we need to create a definition for these two functions. So right click, quick actions and refactorings, create a definition of a sprint in Modular Stamina component.cpp, and we are going to move it down here. Then we are going to do that for stop sprint function also. Right click, quick actions and refactorings, then create definition of stop sprint, and we are just going to write a simple string. So g-engine, add on-screen debug message, don't forget semicolons. We are going to print it for 3 seconds long. So let's say the color will be, I don't know, let's say blue, and the text will be basically clicked. So we are going to do that for stop sprint 2, and we are just going to change text to released. Don't forget to save it, and go to your engine to test it out. We need to build it by clicking on this icon right here. We don't have any errors, and that's great. So let's test it out. If I click my left shift, and yeah, basically if you take a look in the top left corner, if I click it, it will print clicked, and if I release it, it will be just released. So that's great, our functions are working. Now we need to declare the rest of the functions that we will use in part 2. So go to your code editor, go to your modular stamina component.h, and the next function that we need is regen stamina. The next function is actually drain stamina. The next function that we need to declare is stamina cycle. And the last function that we need to declare will be trace in front. So yeah, basically regen stamina will be for our regen, so the drain will be for our drain. The stamina cycle will be actually be the function that will be called by this stamina handle, and it will check in every 0.01 seconds if we are sprinting or not, with help with this boolean right here is sprinting. And the function trace in front is basically a function that will be called by this trace handle right here, and it will be used for our line trace. So yeah, and that's it for part 1. We have set up our input action, created a blueprint widget for our stamina bar, and attached it to the screen, implemented the stamina component and connected it to our character. Now we are ready for part 2, where we will focus on implementing the full logic for our stamina component, including stamina drain, regeneration, and all the special conditions we talked about earlier. So stay tuned for the next part, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and see you in part 2.